Well, first of all, thank you very much. This will be mainly for the Brazilian website, Ready for a Day. But then I will ask him if I could put this on other Portuguese websites, Portuguese language related websites about Queen. First of all, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Pleasure.
First question is, you have been selected from a contest from loads and loads of music players and singers. Why do you think that they choose you?
Because we're so damn good.
It really was. I mean, it was a contest, and in contests, I guess you pick the winners. So, I mean,
Well, it's not just that. I mean, there's a lot of good musicians, but ones who understand Queen is so important. There's plenty of great musicians who don't really understand the whole Queen style of music.
and they left a little bit up to the public to decide. They had voting in the contest. I think they used the public just to get a feel for who'd work well. But then in the end, obviously, Roger Taylor and his team ended up.
Even thought that you were not copying, so you were not copying Queen. In the end of the day, I could see certain moves on the stage that looks like Queen. Is that inevitable? So you could not avoid it. The beat or the song itself asked for it. Mainly you, Mark.
Yeah, I
Mainly you.
figure you're talking about me. Yeah, we have not been asked to imitate Queen really in any way except for the music. Now, I had a band before this, and I was always on playing guitar and behind a microphone stand. And so I never got to really develop my skills as a frontman walking around the stage. So this is really my first gig being able to do this. And so sometimes I'll admit I default a little bit to what Freddie would do because he's such a great frontman. But also, like you said, it is a little bit inevitable. I mean, the music just lends itself to certain just strong movements. And one thing I figured out with one of my friends is that if you pause a performance of Freddie Mercury at any point during the concert, he's doing some sort of superhero move, like whether it's his arm up in the air or his fists.
So true.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a great performer. So it's learn from the best.
So that leads to the next question. That is, all of you were musicians before. Since you start in this project, do you feel that Queen is influencing more what you are done in the original projects?
Not me myself. I separate that quite a bit. If I'm playing Queen songs, yeah, I feel like I'm infused by that spirit, but other stuff is other stuff. I don't think I am. What about you guys? Huh?
Those who write music?
Yeah. I'm sure a little bit trickles in every once in a while, but if it does, it's not like you really think about it, I know I've never really thought about it. The only thing that I would ever... Well, I don't even know what I was going to say. The only way that I would know is if somebody else told me, because I don't really necessarily consciously try to do things like that, or with any artist,
Yeah.
It just kind of happens if there are any similarities.
It becomes a part of you, all the bands you really look up to. And for me, I would say specifically, you can hear it when, in my personal stuff, the way that I do background vocals with all the harmonies and all that stuff. People might say, oh yeah, that sounds like Queen.
Yeah. Which is the most difficult Queen song to play and to sing?
Love of My Life? Maybe?
Really?
Really?
I guess you get a different answer from everyone.
Yeah.
We used to do Bicycle was pretty challenging.
Oh, yeah.
Bicycle Rise.
Well, Bohemian Rhapsody is pretty darn hard.
Yeah, the choir parts in Bohemian Rhapsody are really challenging.
And the most emotional?
I'd have to say The Show Must Go On.
Definitely.
Well, that is a bit about you. You are carrying on with
True.
the show. Because in a certain way, when you have been choose, Queen Extravaganza is a project to new generations get contact with Queen.
Exactly.
So my opinion is you are doing that perfectly. But that is a big task, isn't it?
Absolutely.
How do you feel about it? When you are, because you are not a Queen Band tribute, you are the Queen Band tribute. Is that a blessed or a curse? Do you feel protected, or you feel that is such a very heavy?
I feel like it's a blessing and a curse because obviously we're so fortunate to have this work as musicians to play all this amazing music. but people are always going to be comparing us to the real thing. And,
Won't they do that with any tribute band,
Obviously,
whether or
yeah.
not they're official?
exactly.
Yeah.
But you always have that comparison as a tribute band, and we can't get away with the same things that Queen can get away with. They can change their music, and people will say, "Well, it's their music; they can do whatever they want with us." Well, we have to pick the most quintessential version of a song and play it, to the way that people sort of expect to hear it. And this guy, Brandon, is our musical director, and he makes sure that he makes sure that every part is just right. And cracks the whip.
And in a lot of cases, most people are going to know the studio versions of these songs, and in most cases, Queen themselves really didn't do those versions live.
You are brilliant on that point,
Right.
because
But
you really sound like mainly the Anato songs, the Night at the Opera songs that you sing live.
Yeah.
They are amazing because they really sound like the studio version.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of expected of us.
Yeah, I think that was Roger's vision for us to perform the music as best that it could. And Queen most of the time only had four guys, and they couldn't do the studio version of stuff. Where
That takes me to another question.
Okay.
You just go by the book, or since you start working on this project, you want to know more about Queen and you are listening more Queen songs and stuff like that, or you just my question is, you just pick up the songs that you need to.
No. I've listened to more Queen than ever before because of this band. Definitely, I've investigated everything more and more than I would have otherwise. Yes.
I didn't.
He already knew all this stuff.
And I know that first contact that you had with Queen was with the movie Wayne's World, 1991.
Yeah, and even then I didn't get into Queen. I was just made aware of Queen.
Yeah.
I didn't start getting into Queen until early 2000s.
And when did you start realizing that your vocal range and your vocal style?
It was around that time. My bass player at the time said, you're imitating this other singer that doesn't really fit your voice very well. You should listen to this Freddie Mercury guy because he's got a similar voice to yours. And I started listening to him. I was like, wow, you can do that with your voice. That's awesome.
And when did you choose Somebody to Love to send?
That was one of the 4 options we had in the first round of the competition. And it was an easy choice for me because the others I wasn't very familiar with.
Just let me check. This is some questions they asked me to pick.
Oh, okay.
As well. So, what do you expect from new fans when you go to a new place to sing or to play? What do you expect from them?
What would we expect from
the
New fans.
fans
From new
that-
fans?
new fans.
from people who come to our show for the first time?
Yes.
From what I've heard so far, even people who are cynical, have a negative attitude about us, who come to the show, they're like, "Whoa, it was way better than we expected."
That's true. Yeah.
So I expect that people's expectations are going to be blown out of the water.
I can speak by myself. I was a bit skeptic about everything related with Queen.
Yeah.
Therefore, I lose Brian my concert in 1992 in Lisbon, and I really regret that. But that's okay. But yes, you are amazing. When I came, I decided to come because you have been chosen by Roger Taylor mainly. But then, as soon as I saw you, I need to go to London as well. So
That's great. That's great.
Okay. Do you got any projects to go to play in South America, Brazil, Argentina, stuff like that?
We have none planned. We would love to come, of course.
Sure hope so.
Yeah.
This
Get
is
more
my-
people talking about it.
Yeah, they want it.
Yeah.
They want it. This is mainly for you, so you go to Germany now.
Uh-huh.
That was something that you really want.
Oh, for me, yes. I've lived there before, and I have many friends there, so of course I wanted that. Yeah.
Where's that again?
I can't remember. What's it called? Germany?
G-Land.
Brandon talks a lot about Germany, so it's kind of an inside joke for the band.
So, what are your plans in the future as Queen Extravaganza and as individual projects? I know you are working in a solo project as well.
Yes, I'm working on a solo album that's coming out this summer. Rock and roll. Looking forward to that.
You want to leave any message for the Brazilian fans, mainly for the Brazilian fans?
Yes, we want to come. We want to play for you. Talk about us.
Yes.
Share
Help
us.
make it to South America.
Share our videos with all your friends. Show everybody.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more noise they make, the better chance we get of coming over. So that's what it's all about.
The last question: how it was first time you came to UK playing in the last tour you did here. What were you expecting? Because actually you were in the land of the guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of expected the reaction that we got that it would be a little more intense than it was in the States and Canada.
It went beyond anything I could have imagined. It was Mark could sometimes just hold the microphone out and they would sing everything. They know every single word.
Because I mean, you see all those classic concerts of Queen, and they're almost all of them are filmed in England somewhere.
Yeah.
And you kind of expect that, or I kind of expected that because their crowd participation at those shows was so intense.
Yeah.
But I kind of expected it to be a little bit carried over for us, anyways.
In Shepherd Bush it was amazing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And now it was in Hong Kong in the stadium.
It's great. It's a lot of fun. It's 40,000 people.
It was the first time in stadium.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they all sang along. I mean, obviously, it's a British colony, so that might have something to do with it.
Was the British colony. Was. Sorry.
Thank you for that
Don't offend anyone.
still has the spirit of Britain there. So I mean, it was amazing. We perform with these in-ear monitors in our ears, and when you do that, you can't really hear the crowd very well. And halfway through, I took one out, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, these guys are so loud!" It was amazing.
What could we expect? Is this a new tour, or you are carrying on the same tour? So you are.
Right now we're playing the same set list as last one.
Okay, thanks very much, guys, for your time.
Thank you, Nuno.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you, sir. Enjoy the
Thank you
show.
very much.
I will certainly. Thanks, Mike.
So much.
Cheers. Consider.